Hey there, welcome back to Cooking for Fun and Flavor. I'm Adam. Thank you for joining me. This is my second video. My first video, my wife actually said that I couldn't wear a black t-shirt like that. So actually I Googled, presentation cooking attire, and the very first thing that came up was a black t-shirt. So at least I got that backing me up. And then she said I couldn't have my hair looking like that, so I put on my quack bang hat. She got me, I love. So this will probably be my last video. Now we're gonna do tonight. It's dance night for the girls. I've got 3 daughters, and then so it's meatballs. Usually we got a tight schedule between my wife and I, and getting the girls in, and so we kind of do the same thing for them as we do for my wife and I. And the difference is we try and be healthy for everybody in the house, but my wife and I actually are pescatarians, meaning it's just usually fish and veggies. Now sometimes we'll kind of branch out from that a tiny bit, but because there are other options out there sometimes, but I digress. Let's stay on topic. The topic tonight is pasta, and this is my favorite pasta. This is definitely responsible for a lot of the progress that I've made as far as my health gains, as far as taking something that's normally just carbs and really not much use, and gives you something that tastes delicious and packs in a lot of protein, a lot of fiber. I really do actually prefer this to normal traditional pasta, outside of maybe like the Kekko, or if it's super fresh, those are kind of the luxury. This is the day-to-day grinder. Definitely not sponsored by Aria unless they want to. Yeah. So meatballs for them is this is just regular store-bought. We'll be cutting those in half. Again, the channel is called Cooking for Fun and Flavor, right? So sometimes being fun is being efficient. So that's what we're looking at with the meatballs there. It's something very similar with these vegetarian meatballs. Now, interestingly enough, these do taste like meatballs, but they really actually taste more like veal, which is really interesting. I don't like veal, nor do I like, as South Park would say, torture baby calf. But these are really good. We're just gonna do some really high-end treatment of that, which is putting it in a pan, pouring sauce over it, and putting it in the oven. I went to cooking school for this. What? I didn't? No, I didn't go to cooking school for this. Just let's see what we can do. So now on to something touchy. Let me preface this by saying I love the country of Italy. Even if you just stopped at the cooking and the cars, it's an incredible legacy, not to mention art, fashion, architecture, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, there is one thing, though, that we differ on. Man, this is going to be tough. So, as I said, I got 3 girls, 3 kind of little girls, so having a big full-on strain of pasta sometimes is a little too much. So this is the part where, brace yourself, Italy, I'm sorry, but you might tear up a little bit. Break the pasta. And I like to do it in the box, looking that way, sorts on down to the bottom. Oh boy. Italian tears have entered the chat. I'm deeply sorry, but it all gets in the pot, in the water all at one time, and then it makes it easier on the girls to eat. Please don't send me hate mail. Hey, daughter. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. This is usually done for primarily really speed. And actually, depending on how goofy you want to get with this, you can do this if you like try not to cut through the packaging, because we ingest enough plastics and garbage anyway. You don't want to add to that. I'm just laying these out because I like to wash cutting boards, honestly. So then you can take these and you can tidy them up, certainly, and roll them up, make actual balls as opposed to nondescript lumps. Well, that's not very appetizing. Yes, in lump form, what everyone dreams for. It's lump. Now it's in your head. All right. Then we would just take these and get these straight into a pan. Usually a little bit of butter, and then maybe a little bit of coconut oil. Look at that here in a second, but that's just to get a little bit of lubrication going. So we're just going to do kind of a fire and forget on this, meaning we're going to pop it into the oven here, probably run it on roast for about maybe 400 degrees. Let me see what they look like from there. I'll give them 10-15 minutes. Sometime during that, give them a shake. Yeah, here we go. All right, super. We got some fine Kirkland coconut oil. I like this because it's, well, it actually stays in solid form at room temperature. But it's got a nice flavor. The thing that I really like is, as far as butter, like a good Land O'Lakes. Like these in these little half bacon sticks. I think really, I mean, this is very good butter for like normal stuff. I really do like Kerrygold as well. Kerrygold, and what's the other one? Tybalt? No, it's definitely not Tybalt. This is going well. Tillamook. Silly rabbit. All right. So, now that I've done that, I realized I needed that butter. All right, while we're over here, some other things I really like on a regular, and like to use on a regular basis, like a variety of salt, sea salt, coarse, some nice fine iodized, just so you get a little iodine in there. You're not just exclusively doing weird salts. Speaking of weird salts, this one's been awesome. I think this was like $8 or $9. Just got it on a whim through Walmart delivery. But it's just great. It's an excellent flavor. It's got a nice flake to it. You can crumble it. And then rice wine. I also use that in a lot of different things. Oh, and then probably the last one while we're in Spice Corner here, granulated garlic. I'm not using any of this stuff today, except for the fats that we talked about. But those are things that I like to use on a regular basis. The granulated garlic, especially because it gives a good garlic flavor without as high a chance of burning, because that's just it. So in conclusion, dinner for the girls went well. The pasta was eaten entirely, and the meatballs were a hit, as normal. My wife and I will be eating here soon. I'm also going to be having a bag of pre-made salad, so don't be afraid to use that sometimes. You know, if you can just get some greens and a little bit of good flavors in, save the big complicated cooks for when it's not a weeknight. Anyway, good night, Internet. Happy cooking. Alright, so we got our both the meatballs ready to cook. I'm going to do them separately, just because actually my wife's not going to be home with our eldest for a little while. But yeah, we'll put these in, we'll get them on, see what they look like when we're done. A little bit of a crust. We'll see. Welcome back to Cooking with Food. I hope we're cooking with food. That'd be great.